So if you're feeling uneasy, it's because I think you're starting to understand kind of what you've gotten yourself into. And what you've gotten yourself into is very dangerous territory with very dangerous people. And I think you said something about living down in Florida. Florida is probably one of the worst states in the United States for people of color right now. I can't even imagine, and I don't know how deep you're living in Florida, whether it's, the furthest tip toward Miami. I lived in Florida for 5 years. It's not great for Black people. I can only imagine what your wife is going through. But, you know, this idea that you're saying, like, I don't really know what to expect. I mean, honestly, it just depends. I mean, I wouldn't be around there. Flaunting wealth. I wouldn't be talking about money with anybody. I wouldn't be talking about investing. Just historically, just knowing what those populations have done to not just Black people, but other people of color. I wouldn't do it. I definitely wouldn't because it's not safe.
Wow. Wow. Uh,
If anybody
uh,
else disagrees, y'all can speak up now because I'm going to go on mute.
No, hold
no,
on, hold on, hold
I
on,
want to
hold
answer.
on, hold on. Let me say
No, no,
something.
no, please, because if I don't answer this now, I probably forget about the things that she spoke about. And you did bring up some very good points. Actually, I'm impressed. Uh, I really am impressed. Uh, and I don't want this to be a lengthy answer that I want to give. So while I was listening to what you were saying, I was actually thinking about a few things that you said. But more importantly, about what you said, I want to reflect upon three major points that you mentioned. And number one was the most important one, at least for me, was when you say Florida, and when you say that's the worst state to be in, you probably mean that is the worst state to live in because most of my business that I make is out of Florida, right? Um Now, uh, the second thing that I want to be able to tell you is this: that when you talk about capitalism and when you talk about how ridiculous it is, at least when we talk about racism and when you connect it to capitalism, you're gonna be surprised when I say this that more than 60 to 63% of my customers, uh, based on the net revenue that I make
Are
every single
black,
year, are
and
black.
you don't put
Yes.
none of that money back in our community. So I'm not surprised on who you
Hold on,
voted for, and I'm not
hold on. Just
surprised that you were surprised that she
I'd
spoke
just
so
like to
well as the
complete.
black
I just
woman.
like to complete what I was saying, sir. I'll get back to you when you talk about what he's saying, but please allow me to complete my whatever I'm trying to say. So, uh, when you link capitalism to racism, I have to say this that everything that I churn my money out, and by the way, I'm not the only guy who does that. Uh, and my business is not the only business who gets money. There's tons of businesses out there, not just jewelry. I could give you examples. I can even give you street addresses, uh, and I could bifurcate them about how many of them are run by immigrants and how many of them have green cards and how many do not, because I have a community group and I have to because it's safe enough for me to be a part of that, right? And thirdly, and the most important part, you spoke about what existed before. You spoke about what USA used to be a lot more before I moved in, and you said I don't know about it, ma'am. With all due respect, if I'm pouring in almost 70 to 80% of what I have in my account while I am in India, and if I choose the US to invest that money in, it is my moral responsibility and basic responsibility if I have to start a family in the country that I need to understand what the country is. So I did know everything that you spoke about. I do understand the problems. I do understand how things were and how they turned out to be. And they will turn out to be a little more, less progressively after today. So I just want to tell you this that capitalism in US has nothing to do with racism, because at the ground level, maybe on the top level it seems like that, but on the ground level, I promise you this: as an immigrant selling stuff to people, and most of them, if they belong to the black community, you tell me, how confused do you think I should be? Because of what you just described, I'm supposed to be the last person who these guys come to, right? Because you ask me to contribute to the black community, correct? Now that I know people from the black community who run the same business as mine. Okay. But they do not choose to go to them, they choose to come to me, even though they know me as an immigrant. I have a green card, but still I look like an immigrant, and that's okay. So why is a person who is from your community running a business not more than 2 blocks away from my store is making not even, I would say, half, maybe I would say 0.2x of what I do, in comparison to me. And
Because we talk
before,
about
hold on, hold
this.
on, hold on.
No, hold
No,
on. You
I'll
hold
just
on.
complete. I'll just
Hold on. You kind of long winded. And this is what we've been talking about for the last several weeks with the Asian companies who come in into our communities. They take the money, but they don't put it back into our communities. So don't sit
come
here
on.
on this
You can't
panel.
cut me off.
Hey, hold on. I can't. Hold on. I'll bring you back up in a minute. So don't sit on this panel and act like, oh my God, I shouldn't have voted for Trump. You voted for exactly who you wanted to vote for so you can keep that money in your pocket, so you can line your pockets off of my community. So don't sit here and act like, oh, I voted for Trump, but we got Mandami and we're going to be safe. Mandami, you say you live in Florida. So I don't know how that was even relevant. You almost fooled me, but you couldn't fool me good enough. But yeah, we've been talking about this for weeks now. So you are just practicing what every other immigrant is practicing. Hey, kudos to you. You're making your money. Our people, we definitely need to get our shit together. We need to stop shopping at your store. To what you said, you got a black jewelry store down the street. Why don't we go there? So y'all heard that, people on the panel? We need to start spending with our people. I'll bring you back up.
So we already have a wealth transfer going on. That's the reason why we're starting to see responses from people. But I did catch that comment about my intelligence. Sir, I have 4 college
Exactly.
degrees. I don't even know where you're from. Just to be clear, in terms of what's going on, right now, you have to understand that you don't have to vote for people like that in order to make money in the United States. We actually had more trade
No,
going
he
on.
wants to.
I know. We actually had more trade going on. More people had money to actually spend. They had disposable income in previous generation, previous administrations. People were employed, they had benefits. People, there was actually more of an exchange of money during that time. What you're probably getting in terms of, you being a jewelry dealer, I would suspect, is that since the price of gold has gone through the roof, people are probably hawking it at your store left and right. So let's not try to act like people are coming in and buying at an alarming rate, because that is not what's happening. Not with the economy tanking the way it is. People are not
Tiffany,
going in there and buying
Tiffany,
paramedics.
you're an economic student, right?
Hold on, don't cut her
Excuse
off.
me.
Don't
No,
cut her
I
off.
don't. I don't intend to cut her off. If
You
Tiffany
you
wants
just
me
did
to
right now.
stop, I'll
Stop,
stop.
stop. Don't cut her off. Let her finish.
So,
Tiffany, okay.
are you going to let me talk?
Yeah.
Or do
Please, please
you?
go ahead.
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead, Tiffany.
So, let's not try to act like, people are just coming in there all of a sudden with this administration, everybody has this money, and, these things are happening, and, that's the good part of it. When you make a decision like that, and Black people understand this in this country, you have to accept the good with the bad. You have to take accountability for voting for people like that, because there was really no excuse. And honestly, they didn't flip. I went back and looked at a lot of those campaign stops, because I was like, why is everybody saying that, they weren't saying these things? Because I distinctly remember them saying it. They were saying it. A lot of people overlooked it because they were only worried about the financial part of it. So, from my vantage point, is it very dangerous in the space that you're in? Just knowing historically things that they've done to places like Rosewood, Florida, where they had black people had extensive wealth, and how they burned it to the ground and looted it. Yeah, I would be very careful in the space that you're in. I'm gonna go ahead and rest my mic.
Uh, Tiffany, I want to respond to you, but I want to keep a social village in the perspective while I respond to you. Firstly, I wanted to complete what I was saying, but you know what? Forget that. Uh, here's a little story, Tiffany. Uh, who I vote for, and what I get to vote, what I get after I vote for that person, is something that I face personally, and I agree. It might be not good in terms of me and my identity here in the United States of America. But even if Obama was here in the picture, or Trump or Biden, one thing remains, and one thing that is something that has remained is this, that you spoke about the gold prices shoot up, and you spoke about the uncertainty that people are facing, and that is because they're acting the way that they do act. Now, I have a simple question, and this is not just for you, Tiffany. This is for everyone who thinks that I act on the behalf of the person that I vote in the government. Actually, no. My question is this: um, if I operate in a locality, I would say a locality, where the locality consists of 70% people who are uh, part of the black community,
And that's why
and they
you're on
have
fan
been,
base too.
can I please complete? And they have been part of that community, and they have been living there long before I even knew what United States were, because it's probably the third generation that I'm serving to. The fathers and the grandfathers, are they're still alive, right? And I have another person who's a very good friend of mine, by the way. His name is Joseph. He runs another jewelry store, and we have probably like a beer or two every 2 other weeks, and we talk about how the economy hits us and blah blah blah. And he talks to me about how business is, and I talk to him about how business is. And when I talk about this, he only asks me one thing, Tiffany. It's like, I never understood how business shifted from a black person purchasing stuff from another black person to a black person purchasing stuff from any person, where that whatever expense that he's taking care of is a little more profitable. And the only answer that I had to give him, not as a friend but as a person who understands business, is this: that you have to understand how the economy works. You have to understand what you need to make sure that you give your people, your customers. If you're drawing in people because they're black, you're gonna fail. You need to draw people because, only and only because, you can give them something better than the person next to you, and the person next to him is me, right? So if I can get that person something better, for example, Tiffany, if I sold you a 3 carat diamond ring, let's say for $4,500, and social village here has another
Bro,
store,
get to the
and this,
point.
hold on, the point is this: that if social village has been running that business for, let's say, 10 years before me, selling the same ring to you at $5,500, would you go to him only because he's black, or would you pick me not because I'm an immigrant, but because I sell it at a better price? The
So I'd
answer
like to
lies in your
answer this.
heart, and you
I'd
know
like to
it.
answer this.
Can
What
I
would
go
somebody?
real
Hold
quick
on.
before
Wait a
you?
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What would somebody from your community do?
Oh,
Who
that's
would they buy
easy.
from?
That's
That's a
that's that's
good
easy.
point.
That's easy. Uh, it's actually not about the community. The
Mm-hmm.
economy in which we live today, We actually do not give a
Answer the
shit about what
question.
community we come from.
What
Giving you a
It's
community?
more about
bullshit
the.
What would
answer.
people in your community do? Would they buy from Social Village or would they buy from you?
Tiffany, my community is not isolated. Please understand.
Okay. So let me just help you understand something.
Isolated.
Okay.
Whoa, what that mean?
Let me I know because they don't he doesn't know.
I'll tell
He
you what
doesn't.
it means.
So
If you ask me a question, can you allow me to answer it? When you say, what would your community do? Okay, that question actually kind of reflects only one thing. If Chirag is insecure about, or if not just me, if people in my community, maybe
What would
Indians
they
or
do,
maybe
bro?
I'll tell you, if they are a category of people who are insecure about who they are, how they are, they would go ahead and pick whatever the price is, and they would buy it from that particular place or a person who is from that community.
So
But the
that's how he's looking at black people as
no,
insecure.
no, no,
That's why
no.
he's
But the
giving that
difference.
No,
response.
hold on. Let me say something,
No,
man, because
hold
I
on, hold
heard
on.
you
The
speak,
difference is
Chirac. No, you hold on, man. You won't answer the fucking question. You dancing. I know who you are. I know people like you. I talked to you some months ago. Actually remember this. You said you come here, you take our money, and you send it back over to your people. And that's the play, y'all. And this is what he's a walking example of what we need to start watching out for. And then you're gonna talk about you surprised that she speaks so well, and then you say 70% of your customer base is black. So I'm not surprised you're on fan base because you exploit the community over there, and that ain't enough for you to exploit the community. You want to
give me
come to
give me
fan
one
base.
example how I did that.
Hold on. You want to come to fan base to grow to grow it even more, to exploit more black people. That's why you're
How?
on here. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it
How did I
100.
exploit? You give me
I'm
an
not
example.
surprised you're on fan base because we know what your customer base and the way you talk in a condescending tone about black people, even though
Yep.
we the ones that pay your bills. How dare you?
You
But yeah,
say
this is a
exploit. How did
lesson.
I exploit?
This is a
So
lesson.
right. So saying of the wealth you made
It's
off
a
of
simple
black
question.
people.
How? What
Hold
did
on,
I do to
listen, listen,
exploit?
listen.
Yeah,
Of the wealth you
yeah.
made off of black people with your business and their community, how much of that have you given back to the community to help improve the community, to add to the value to the community? How much of it have you done so far?
If I have to compare the number of people that I live in
How
the same
much? I didn't ask you
community.
about the people. I didn't ask you about
No,
the
no, no,
people.
no, 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 no. If I have to answer this, I have to give you the truth, right? If you're able to
Right.
take the
So,
truth,
the truth is with the based
tell
off
me
the
something.
question, because if I wanted to know the
Phony,
number of
phony,
people, hold on. If I wanted to know the
phony,
number of people, I would have asked that.
phony. I want to ask you something. The same,
No,
the
don't ask me
same, the
something.
same
Answer the
vicinity, the same
question.
block where I
Answer the
work.
question, yo.
Okay,
Answer the
you
question.
don't have me. If you don't let me answer you back. What's the point?
Uh,
Let
Because
this
you're
be a
beating
lesson,
around the
y'all.
bush. Beat around the
Let,
bush. Get right to the point, man.
I'm telling you. I'm giving you an answer. Can you listen? If I live in a place where more than 50% of jewelers are black, and and
Excuse me,
and I don't see
I'm
them.
gonna interrupt your
I don't
answer.
see them.
Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. I'm gonna interrupt your answer because that's not the question that he asked you. He's asking you not where you live because we know where you
But
live.
why
It's
should
not.
I?
No, 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 sir. He's asking you. Oh, he left, huh?
no, I boot
No,
him down.
okay.
He's
He's
saying, why should I give
asking
y'all an
you,
explanation?
since your business is in a black community, what are you doing in that community that your business is located, not where you live, not where you live. And then secondly, if you only have a green card, you can't vote in this country anyway. So you have to be a citizen. So that was one thing that if you only have a green card, you can't vote in this country.
He keep
But
lying. Exactly.
what he's
All right.
asking you, what are you doing in the community that your business is
I
located?
know what he asked. I
No,
was
you don't know
answering
what
him.
you asked. No, you don't, because
It is a
you
simple
start to
question.
answer the wrong question, Mister. You answered the wrong question.
What
Hey,
is the question?
hello. Hey, y'all.
He
I
asked
like your app,
you,
Kenny.
he asked you, what are you doing? What are you doing for the black community in the location of your business.
Right.
Because when you're in a business,
Right.
because I'm gonna tell you how business, when a business, I live in California, so I'm gonna tell you how businesses work in California.
Okay.
When you are living in a area, I don't care where you live,
Okay.
you may live outside of the Los Angeles area, or you may live outside, but uh, you have to put back into the community where your business is. And if that happened to be a predominantly black community, then you have to put that money
Give it back.
back
You're
into
right.
that community, not
Yeah,
take
you're
it
right.
back
You're
to your
absolutely right.
home where you live, where there's no people that look like black people. That's what.
I don't know. You need to
What
know
the
where I
hell?
live and where I operate my business in. They're all around the black community. It's the same. But what I want to tell you is, Belinda, what I want to tell you is this: that when I look around myself and when I see 70% to 80% of the people who are operating in the same vicinity who are actually black, and when I do not see them contributing in the same community, what right
That's a
do you
lie.
think you have to tell me that I should? I
They
just
live
want
in
to
that
ask the
community.
same
They pay
simple.
sales taxes in that community. They pay
47th
state
Street,
property in that
California.
community,
This is where I
property
operate my
taxes.
business.
They
If
kids
you are
live
a
in that
part of the
community.
community group,
They
I
play
promise
football in
you,
that
you're gonna find the
community.
proof.
They pay for cleats. They pay for food, pencils, back to school. You don't know what you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about. I've lived here for
But
almost like a
here's
decade.
the real question. If you don't, why don't you?
Why would I?
Walk an example, folks. Walk an
No, it's
example.
not a
Y'all
walking
y'all see
example.
this. Y'all
If I
see
have
this,
to
folks.
contribute, I'll do so
This is
equally.
why when
Hold on,
immigrants
hold
come
on.
to this
If I have to
country, why we
contribute,
don't respect y'all. This is
hold
why.
on.
It's not because of your race. It's not because what country you come from. It's because you come to our communities, you set up shop, we pay your bills, and you don't even
Right.
put it back in the community for
Did
the
I
very
ask?
people that
Did I?
pays
Did
your
I ask
bills.
you to come to my store?
No, you didn't. But we now got some Asians on the internet crying, talking about, oh, they
Right.
won't come to my stores anymore. But they think just like you. But don't worry, your chance is
But sir,
coming
the
too.
problem is, why do I have to communicate? Why do I have
Why do you have to be on the stage if you don't respect our people? Why do you come to our app if you don't respect us? You just want to exploit us. That's why you came here, to exploit more black people. And I see straight through it. So when y'all hear those black folks arguing with us in these rooms, talking about why y'all going against the they are friends. Who's that other guy? Levon. You remember Get a Chick in that room when he came in
Yeah,
and was
it
like,
was him.
Asians are our friends. They are our allies. They think just like him. Why would I put anything back in y'all's community? I can only take from y'all's community. And then want to get on here talking about Mandami. Mandami is a New York City mayor, has nothing to do with Florida, but you tried it. Then you talking about you voted for Trump when you only have a green card. Come on, man, stop it. You're not
D-
talking to dumb people.
does he employ black people in his jury company?
No, he does not.
Mm.
And
No, he doesn't.
then you have to
I,
ask the question. Yet they know what obstacles the blacks are up against before they even come over here. They already know they play dirty with us. They know that that black man that's at his business two doors down can't get that loan. So why didn't these Indians and Arabians or whatever come over here, open up their stores? Why y'all didn't get in loans and get great investments for your black and be an ally to them? But y'all wanted to wait until they start bombing all y'all shit and make y'all feel bad. And now you want to come back to our communities. When you just bragged about how you was just there and all the black people is coming to you, and that black man down two doors down ain't getting no business. When you and your people should have said, you know what? We see how the people in this country is mounting up against the black people. Let's go ahead and open up some financial institutions so we can help at least the ones that's trying. But you ain't saying nothing about that Which y'all want to try to come in front of us and say, try to throw in our face why y'all ain't helping out, why your own people ain't doing this. You want to throw in our face. We know we got bad people, but you got bad people in your shit too. We ain't talking about the bad, but you talking to some good people, and some of us don't buy y'all shit. Some of us don't even and getting them fake ass diamonds that we found out that's fake and shit. So let's talk about some real shit. But y'all got this thing like y'all don't have to come over here and listen to us and let us talk. Yeah, they have taught y'all to disrespect even the women. Like we don't have a voice, but you in America, women have a voice over here. And our parents and our forefathers fought for this shit just like everybody else. And when you don't come to another person's country and let them talk, you supposed to let them talk first to let you tell them so that's showing respect. Because when we come to your place, we gonna put on them sheets and shit and get y'all respect. But when y'all come over here, y'all just want the whole floor, the voice. Y'all want us to look at y'all videos. We let y'all in y'all communities so fast. Y'all do not let us in y'all communities that fucking fast. Y'all have the police is looking at us. If we come with a hood on in your store, you're gonna call the cops first. So let's be real about this shit. Just cause one of y'all want to say like y'all doing something or you gave a little discount to some of them black niggas that was rapping and shit. We know how this game goes, so stop being fucking fake. Why didn't you go open up a investment institution since you seen the black brothers up against he can't get no loan? You know them motherfuckers ain't giving us no loans at the bank. Let's talk about the black shit that's going on in the background when the brother used his money to open up the business and they gave you the fucking loan and the man that's been here can't even get no fucking loan. That's why we're mad. We're not lazy. Y'all see the injustice, but now y'all see the injustice on y'all ass, and now y'all want to come talk this shit. No, you don't have no voice now, so fuck that.
So let me
So,
just say, let me go
Buckle
back. Excuse
social.
me. Let me go back. So my answer is that I'm gonna buy from my community because I'm somebody. I was raised to do Black economics. That's part of my culture as a Black American. That's first of all. But secondly, this idea that you somehow are offering a better project, better price, and a better product because you're a different race from somebody in my community is delusional. Now, other people may have fallen for that in the past. Okay, I'm somebody, I intentionally seek out businesses within my community because I'm what's called a Bronzeville descendant. My family was segregated in the 4 block radius of Chicago. We built our own school. We built our own hospital. We built our own economic center, and we made it an artistic center that people are still studying now. Okay, so I have absolutely no reason to buy from other people, particularly when they have an attitude that they somehow just automatically have my business, which I don't know where that came from. But no, I definitely would not. Just to be clear. All right.
And stop and people need and they also need to stop saying this shit too. Like why y'all want to do black now? Why y'all, if they segregating us, if they taking shit from us, what the fuck y'all want us to do? Just sit here and let them keep doing shit to us? You're not coming with no fucking solutions. They forcing it on us. We was trying to leave the shit alone. We was trying to keep fucking with the Chinese folks, even though they was shooting us in our fucking back. We was buying the Johnny the Jewel, the shit in Houston, Texas, from Johnny the Jewel, and coming to find out them motherfucking diamonds was fake too. Y'all see the shit that they doing us with, but got the nerve to keep coming back to us saying why y'all want to go black now. They segregating us. They don't want us in certain places. So it's forcing us to go and get our own shit. We've been forced. So don't come with that other talk. Tell us what you got in your money and your people and how y'all want to ally with us and how y'all want to give back to the community. Show us them fucking books how y'all made so much money and y'all want to contribute back to the community. If not, sit your ass downstairs. Fuck that bullshit.
Yo, I hate to say this, but man, CJ be on to something, man. That damn CJ Aka be on to something. You know what I'm saying? And we,
Well,
we see
Hennessy,
it.
I wouldn't go that far if I
Well,
was
I'm
you.
talking
Just
about for
don't
this
do it.
issue.